Hello everyone and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This week I'm going to do something just a little bit different. We are going to work with the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. And I'm going to pull in the Simply Said greeting set for all of the greetings. So this is what I'm working with this week. I'm going to build a card at the end. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to look like. I have some thoughts, but I haven't built it yet. So the colors that go with this are Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, Pumpkin Pie, Shaded Spruce, and Soft Seafoam. And it again is the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 specialty paper. So this is the paper. This is, and then we've got the little flowers on the back. And then we've got this sheet. And just plain the Lost Lagoon on the back. And this one, I don't know why, when I pulled it out, I thought Christmas. So I'm probably going to do a Christmas card this week in this color, which means I'll need to step away from the Simply Said. And then we've got this on the back. And then the fun part of the flowers and frames is the frames. So we've got all of these die cuts that we can pull out. And we also have the centers of the die cuts that we can pull out like that. And then this one is kind of an oval frame, and this one, the pieces already come out, but we've got some long pieces. We've got a nice long piece in the middle here. If you are a scrapbooker, this would be beautiful if you did something like this on one page and then did a 12 by 12 in another color, and then went ahead and did this piece. Let's just take it all the way out here. Say, where's my solid? Even if you did this, and you probably can't see the whole thing, but then did a strip down the other side, that would tie together so beautifully. So anyway, I digress. So we've got these frames. And I'm just going to pop these out of the way because what we have is 2 pages of die cuts. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous die cuts. All of these, it's like a paper pumpkin kit. It is just gorgeous. All of these die cuts. And there's 2 pages of them. So they're not all the same, but, and then you get a wreath, and then you get a little flower in the middle of the wreath. You can reuse that if you want to. But like the swags and the corner pieces, again, for scrapbooking, these corner pieces are gorgeous. Another wreath, just, there is so much. This is the center of the piece that I showed here. So this is the center of this piece here. And there's just so much, so much that can be done. So I'm going to pull out a couple of elements that I think I might want to use. I want one of those wreaths. So I'm going to pull out a couple of elements, like I say, that I think I'm going to use. But yeah, this is just, like I say, it's like a giant paper pumpkin kit. It's fantastic. So I'm just going to pop all of that off to the side. I'm going to pull this one back in. And I'm going to see if I can just move these all off to the side because I'm going to make a card. So I need my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut this down. You're going to get a quick lesson in how I cut my paper down. So it needs to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to pop this in at the 4-inch mark, and I'm going to cut this into 4-inch strips. And then I'm going to take these strips. Now, this being directional, this means all of my cards are going to be portrait. They're not going to be landscape. If you want to do landscape, you have to cut your paper differently. There's very little wastage this way. So 5 1/4, cut that off. And then I always turn it around. So I've got the manufacturer's edge is what I'm measuring against all the time. So 5 1/4. And then I end up with these 1¼ inch pieces left over. So let's just put that out of the way for now. So I need one of these, and these can all go away. And I'm going to leave one of these in. This is the joy of cutting the paper by 5¼ by 4. You get a 1½ by 4 left over, and you could literally just put a greeting on top of that, and you're good to go. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use that piece or not, but what I do want to use is I want to use that center piece, just because I don't like to throw anything away. I've stamped the Just a Note from the set in Lost Lagoon and cut it out with one of the Stylish Shapes dies. And I want to build the card up. So I thought that this would get lost like this, but I don't think it will actually. I was going to do this and then perhaps pull something like this in around it, but I'm not so much a fan of that. So you get to watch my creative process. You tell me to get on with it if you like. I could do something like that. I cut it a little bit bigger. I could do that. Again, will this fit this way? It will fit this way. So I could swag this out like this and then put this in like that. I can use this piece. Like this. And pop it in like that. Would I put that over top of this as well? I don't think so. So, you know what? As crazy as it seems, I think I'm just going to do this. I do have a piece of ribbon that I'm going to wrap around just to add that little bit of interest. And now I need to decide if I'm going to do it on a Lost Lagoon card base, like that, or if I'm going to do it on a Petal Pink card base. I think I like the Petal Pink card base. So these are all the decisions I make when I'm building a card. I have this idea in my head, and I think, yes, I'm going to do that. And then I get to make the card, and I'm like, oh. So it doesn't always work out the way I plan it in my head. So I'm just going to put some adhesive along the edge here, and I'm going to add the ribbon, and I'm going to add it the right way up. There is a good side and a bad side, and the other side to this. So I'm going to just lift this up a bit. There we go. I'm going to wrap it round like that. And I'm going to trim off this extra piece here because I'm going to use it. There we go. So now I'm going to go around, oops, and just add adhesive here. And then I'm going to load this up onto the front here. Again, equal sides all the way around. There we go. And I need to decide if I'm going to dimensionalize that. And I think I am, just because I can. I stamped both sides. Like, which side am I using? So we're just going to pop some dimensionals on here like this. And honestly, I know I went through the decision-making process and that, but it can be, with this set, it can be this quick to make a card. So we're going to pop that down like that. And is this going to be long enough for me to tie in a knot? No, it's not, so I'm going to get another piece out of my drawer. Okay, so I apologize if you can hear the dog barking in the background. I'm in Edmonton, and the Edmonton Oilers are playing in the NHL playoffs. So we have people in the garage watching the game. So the dog, of course, is losing her mind on a regular basis. So there we go. We've got that. Now let's see if I've got any bling that I want to put on this. These ones actually will go. So let's just pop that back up out of the way. This is the 2024-2026 In Color Shimmer Gems. We could also use the loose frosted dots on this as well. That would work. So I'm just going to pop some of these on, trying to decide if I should use the green or should use the peach ones. I'm just going to pop one up there like that. One like that. And then I'm going to pop one down there in the corner like that. And we have our first card using the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 Designer Series paper with the Simply Said stamp set, and bringing in some ribbon and some of those shimmer gems. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.